Before hashtags and high-rises, before everything became filtered, faster, and flatter, there were cities that didn't just grow, they came alive. This is a journey into the golden heartbeat of America, from the motor dreams of Detroit to the flashing neon nights of Las Vegas. 7 cities that defined the American soul in the mid-20th century. They weren't just places on a map, they were feelings, stories, and sounds. So buckle up. We're not just visiting cities, we're time traveling into their finest hour. Before we step into these iconic American cities, ask yourself this. Do you know where your grandparents called home in the 1950s? Not just the place, but the street, the smell of the bakery on the corner, the radio songs echoing through their window. Because this journey isn't just about cities, it's about the roots that shaped us all. Detroit. There was a time when Detroit didn't sleep. Steel kissed fire as factory lines moved like clockwork, building not just cars, but pride, purpose, and the very shape of America's future. Streets buzzed with Motown soul drifting from corner radios. Kids raced bikes past diner jukeboxes. And every family seemed to know someone who worked at Ford or GM. It was a city of makers, where your hands could build something lasting, and your voice could become a legend. Motown wasn't just a record label, it was a cultural pulse that turned city sidewalks into dance floors and gave America its groove. But that pulse quieted. The record stores shuttered, factories dimmed, and once vibrant neighborhoods faded into silence. Grand buildings became skeletons of past glory, their broken windows watching time drift by like ghosted memories. Drive-ins that once laughed under the stars now crumble in weeds. The city that gave America its horsepower now asks to be remembered for more than its fall. And still, if you walk through the silence with care, you'll hear it. That faint heartbeat of soul, sweat, and sound echoing from the alleys of a motor city that once dreamed loud. Los Angeles. There was a time when Los Angeles felt like the edge of a dream. Palm trees stood tall like movie set props, and sunsets melted gold across the boulevards. Hollywood wasn't just a place, it was a promise. A hopeful breath taken by actors fresh off the Greyhound. A sparkle in the eye of a waitress rehearsing her lines between shifts. Surfboards rested beside typewriters. Teenagers tuned their radios to KROQ while cruising the Pacific Coast Highway, feeling like the stars themselves might look down and smile. The city shimmered not because it was perfect, but because it believed in possibility. Today, the magic feels harder to find. The old studios are gated off. The once glitzy theaters on Hollywood Boulevard echo more with nostalgia than applause. The diners where scripts were scribbled on napkins have closed, their neon signs dimmed, and yet, somehow, the stardust still lingers. In the graffiti murals, in the echoes of a guitar on Venice Beach, in the stories passed down of a city that let so many dream, and some, just for a moment, fly. San Francisco. This is San Francisco in the 1950s, a city that danced to the rhythm of its own heartbeat. The cable cars weren't just transport. They were a daily adventure, rattling through steep streets where bay winds played with your coat and laughter echoed from corner diners. North Beach pulsed with smoky jazz clubs and espresso bars where poets scribbled dreams into notebooks under dim lights. Chinatown buzzed with lanterns and firecrackers, its markets spilling with color and spice. At the edges of the fog, young minds gathered in beat cafes, speaking in rhythm and rebellion, birthing a counterculture that would shape generations. The sun would set behind the Golden Gate, casting a soft orange glow over a city alive with soul. Children played on stoops, neighbors swapped stories over clotheslines, and the smell of fresh sourdough drifted through alleyways. San Francisco wasn't just a place, it was a mood, a statement, a promise that life could be lived differently. Every street corner had a story, every window a character. This was the rebel's heart of America, bold, artistic, unafraid to be different, and in the 1950s, it beat louder than ever. Las Vegas. In the 1950s, Las Vegas was a shimmering mirage in the desert, a place where the American dream wore a tuxedo and carried poker chips. The Strip pulsed with neon lights, electric energy, and the scent of new money. You could hear Sinatra's voice drifting out of the sands, while Marilyn Monroe lookalikes lit up rooms with laughter and lipstick. Casino lounges weren't just for gambling, they were stages for legends. Elvis wasn't just a king here, he was a memory in motion. Tourists arrived wide-eyed, searching not for luck, but for stories. And Las Vegas delivered every single time. Back then, Vegas was more than a destination. It was a performance. Bellhops in white gloves, cocktails served in crystal, and the thrill of the unknown waiting behind every velvet curtain. From the Rat Pack's midnight shows to newlyweds chasing quick vows in glittering chapels, everything felt alive, bold, and just a little dangerous. In the 1950s, Las Vegas wasn't a city. It was a feeling. Wild, glamorous, untouchable. In the 1950s, New York City was the heartbeat of ambition. Loud, proud, and endlessly alive. Taxi horns, typewriters, and jazz melodies painted the soundtrack of a city that never paused. Men in crisp fedoras and women in elegant gloves rushed through Manhattan's crowded sidewalks, chasing dreams as tall as the Empire State Building. Broadway was bursting with life. Times Square dazzled like a carnival of lights, and every corner deli felt like a second home. From the stoops of Brooklyn to the ball games in the Bronx, the Big Apple wasn't just a city, it was the center of the world. This was the New York where legends were made, where diners served bottomless coffee and conversation, where subways clattered beneath stories in the making. A city of grit and grace, of poets and construction workers, of artists, immigrants, and everyday heroes. In the golden glow of the 1950s, New York pulsed with possibility, unapologetically loud, endlessly stylish, and beautifully imperfect. If you've ever dreamed of a place where every block tells a story, welcome to the golden age of New York. Come walk its streets again. In the 1950s, Miami was pure magic, where sun-kissed dreams danced to the rhythm of conga drums and neon lights painted the nights in pink and turquoise. Palm trees swayed above pastel-colored motels, and the streets of South Beach shimmered with Cadillacs, big sunglasses, and laughter that echoed down Ocean Drive. It was a city of escape, where snowbirds found endless summer, and life felt like one long, stylish vacation. From Art Deco gems to Cuban cafes spilling with aroma and rhythm, Miami wasn't just warm, it was alive. This was the retro paradise where beachgoers lounged in high-waisted swimsuits, sipping Coca-Colas under striped umbrellas, while jukeboxes played doo-wop in every diner. Cruise ships lined the harbor. Havana felt just a breeze away, and every evening ended in a soft, golden glow. Miami in the 50s wasn't just a place to visit, it was a vibe, a feeling, a postcard brought to life. In the 1950s, Chicago stood tall and proud, a city of grit, jazz, and grandeur. Its skyline pierced the clouds like ambition made of steel, while down below, life pulsed through smoky jazz clubs, bustling corner diners, and the clang of the L train above. Men tipped their fedoras, kids chased stickball dreams, and working-class pride filled the streets like the scent of fresh bread from neighborhood bakeries. This was the heartbeat of the Midwest, strong, soulful, and full of stories. From the golden age of radio broadcasts echoing out of Wrigley Field to women in polka dot dresses strolling the Magnificent Mile, Chicago thrived with a unique rhythm, elegant but unfiltered. You'd find Polish sausage stands beside blues legends playing for nickels, all while neon signs lit up a city that never slowed down, even in the snow. Chicago in the 50s was more than a city, it was a world of its own. And as we close the pages of this journey through time, remember, these cities weren't just places. They were feelings, memories, and moments that built America's soul. So tell us, which one whispered to your heart the loudest?